What's up, everybody? This is Zach and Sawyer with the Come On podcast. We're here today to bring you some truth in the trenches and tell you a little bit about Stephen. Come on. hey, I haven't been on camera in so long.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Yeah. All right, everybody. So it's been a while.
A minute.
6 weeks, maybe. Roughly
6 or 7.
I think that's really old now already.
I think old people are the only ones.
People, yeah.
Kirsten said that her students don't even do it anymore, and she still does it, and they're like,
"Yeah, you're not cool.
You can stop. It's all right."
That was last month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had, we have a lot of excuses, but just honestly, work. We had an ice storm. And we're electricians, so we have been hooked up since then. But we decided a few days ago to let's just get back in it.
Yep. Yeah, we missed y'all. Had a few guys walk up to me and say, "Please." Had like over 1 trillion people text me. Like, all our fans.
Yeah, all our follower.
My mom.
Yeah.
Blew my phone up.
Thanks, Mom. We're back. No, I'm glad to be back. I really did miss it, man. It's hard to. We worked over 12 hours a day a lot during that ice storm, and then just being able to catch up. So we're back.
It's so funny, like people up north that like regularly have snow and ice. They're probably like,
"What do you mean?
Like,
we're having an ice storm right now."
You had 4 inches of snow, and it ended everything for you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It
did.
It
literally. But what's crazy is we went. I know we're wearing hoodies right now, but we went from ice storm to like literally just within a couple of days wearing short sleeves again.
Yeah.
Like that's so crazy.
I was sitting at the softball field last night. My wife coaches softball, and I was sitting in shorts and a t-shirt. It was hot.
Yeah.
But like when the sun went down,
it got
a little chilly. Yeah.
Yeah. It was hot yesterday.
Yeah.
All right. So we left off in Acts. We did chapter 6, finished it up, and starting Acts chapter 7. So, wow, it feels like it's been forever.
Mm-hmm. I haven't opened this Bible up since the last podcast.
Yeah. I know. I wish I'd have brought my other one. Yeah, so if you haven't been listening, if this is your first time, you can go back to start Acts. We're just walking through it, chapter 1, and we go all the way, and we're at 7 now. Some chapters have multiple episodes. 7, we're going to just cover it.
Yeah.
And at first, part of the reason why we kind of held out, or at least for me, I was doing a deep dive into it. Man, it's just really interesting. Both of us have this Acts commentary.
Yeah.
I've got a couple more, and then I started using one online, Enduring Word, which was really good. They actually had videos with it too.
Yeah,
I can't read, so.
Oh,
just watch the video. No.
This one's really good. It's Acts by Howard Marshall.
Yeah, Howard Marshall. Yeah, it's really good.
Is that his first name?
I guess so.
Okay.
He must not go by that.
I don't know. I thought it was like Roman numeral 1 or something like
First Howard Marshall.
Okay. Tyndale New Testament commentaries. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's really good. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think, obviously, that's a lot to read. I think we'd just go over it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we would encourage you to read the whole chapter, see what you get out of it.
Yeah. This one's really interesting because, like, to me, it's like, man, this is, like, in the heat of the moment, Stephen is being tried for, doing what he's doing, being Stephen, and he's being accused of all these different things. Even people are even lying and like accusing him of things that he never did. And, it's the heat of the moment. I can only imagine, as far as me, like what I would be thinking, like I'd probably be getting super defensive. Because I just saw what they did to Jesus. Now they're trying to do the same thing to me. Like I'm probably really, adrenaline pumping, but this was like off the top of his dome, just like he was, I mean, both barrels loaded, ready to go. And
if you relate that to life right now, if somebody was, it doesn't even have to be this serious. You know, if somebody's lying about something you've done, you're gonna like be super or want to be super defensive.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're talking. He pretty much knows this is life and death, and he still is as calm and collective as he could be.
Yeah.
You know.
And if you notice, he doesn't defend himself.
Mm-hmm.
He defends Jesus.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And So basically, at this point, Stephen's been arrested. Like you said, groups of people found some people that were willing to lie and get him arrested. So now he's arrested. Now he's in front of the court, which is said to be the same court or.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Don't do it.
Go away.
The same priest, Caiaphas, as when it was Jesus.
Yeah. Ugh.
So he literally knows this is the same man that
tried Jesus.
Yeah, got rid of Jesus because of basically the same stuff.
Yeah, he's ready.
Um,
you know how like some men will like dream about like, man, I want somebody to break into my house so I can use one of my 500 guns that I have in my gun safe and just clear a house, put on my full like my night vision and my war vest. Like this is Stephen's dream. Like he sits in bed and like, man, I want somebody to accuse me of lying in Jesus' name, whatever. Yeah. He's ready.
Well, so Stephen has basically, like I said, I don't. That's a lot to read. That is a long chapter.
It is. Yeah.
That's probably the longest. Actually, or close to it. So anyway, Stephen, I mean, just high level is like you said, instead of defending himself, he has started just basically telling them what they're doing, what their fathers have done, the ones before them have done to every prophet that's come through.
Yep. And y'all are doing the same thing today.
Yep. They did it to Jesus, and now they're about to try to do it to him.
Yep.
So
Brian Stansberry, he brought up a good point, and when we were sitting in the meeting the other day talking, and he said that in the past, like Israel fell to false gods, like they were always being tricked, basically, like the golden calf.
Oh yeah.
All these different false gods, and so that's in their whole history is like. God punished them for doing these awful things, And so when Jesus came around, they were like, I ain't falling for this one again.
Yeah.
And it just so happened to be the wrong time to do it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But now, I mean, Stephen is just like, man, like the writing is on the wall, you guys. Like y'all did this to Moses. You did it to Joseph. You did it, all these different people in the Old Testament, all these stories that y'all have memorized that you've been learning your whole lives. We did this, and now we're doing it again. Mm-hmm. Like, what are we doing? You know? And so.
Yeah, it's like a pattern. I just remembered I had a bunch of notes from 6 weeks ago that I had.
Come on.
But so God would move or send like a deliverer, or whatever, and then they would resist or reject him.
Yep.
Every time.
Sounds about like us sometimes.
Yeah.
Like God always offers a way out.
Yeah, and it's not like our way or the way we think it should go.
Yep. Yeah, we always try to input our no, this is what really should happen. No, God really should handle it this way. And it's like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
Just like listen to me. And he's using people like Moses and Joseph and to basically carry out his will, and they're just like stiff arm, get away from me. I'm not listening to you. I got this. Every time.
Yeah. And here's another good point is he didn't, and we hit on this a little bit, he didn't try to back up a little bit and maybe like kind of redirect his way he was thinking or talking, to make it not sound like not as bad as far as like he wasn't crawfishing
Yeah.
to try to like maybe they'll let me go if I say, well, I just meant this or
Yeah.
that. No, he like
He
went
stood
all
up.
the way in and when he started telling them about their fathers and how they were evil basically
Yeah.
and rejected everything and killed the
Yeah.
prophets or
Yeah.
whatever, he knew the consequences
Yeah.
of that.
Oh, he stood on business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really honestly encouraging. But you're just trying to relate that to the day. Like I said, if somebody lied on us, our first reaction is to defend ourselves.
Yeah.
Where no, we've talked about this once was. When somebody does that, your first reaction is to defend yourself. Well, if you look at like most churches, what do? They just they don't really do anything unless they have to
Sure.
write some type of letter
Say
if it's
something,
that But most of the time, they just let their actions speak.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, look at all the people that he's referring to whenever he's talking about this. I mean, you look at Moses, you look at Joseph. Like, what did Joseph do whenever he was sold into slavery by his brothers? Like, he just went to work.
Yeah.
He became the best
Yep.
at what he did. Everything that he said, that every place that his feet were, he said, "All right, I'm going to do this to the glory of God, no matter
Yep.
what." And he let his actions speak for themselves. And so he rose into the ranks, and then eventually he was able to reach his brothers again.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And the same thing with Moses. Like, Moses was, basically shunned by his family, and he came back, and he wasn't defending himself to his family. He was saying, hey, he stood on business, said, God said blank, you need to do this. And he stood on it the whole time. Even whenever his family and friends were being killed, during the plagues. I mean, he stood on it because that was the right thing to do. Same thing that Stephen's doing. I mean, he's just like, man, this is not right.
Yeah.
Y'all are not. This is not right.
Think about the faith that he had that he would be protected. And you can say, well, they killed him. Well, he went to be with Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was good.
like he's still good. He knew that. He understood that.
It's hard.
Consequence.
I'm sure that's really. I mean, I know that that's really difficult to do in the heat of the moment. Just like know that, like, even though I'm about to be killed, like, I'm gonna go to heaven. It's like I can't wrap my mind around that. You know.
Yeah.
We can look, like, from a distance. We can look at it and be like, oh yeah, he's covered. He's good. You're about to be murdered. You don't like. That's all. That's, to me, that would be all I can think about. It's like, I'm about to be killed.
That's a good point. Like, if you're sitting here right now, if you were in front of them, knowing, like, because you can talk about it.
Yeah.
You can talk about it in this room right here and be comfortable and say, well, yeah, we would do that. Man, that's awesome, but would you?
My adrenaline would be pumping.
Dude.
Yeah. Well, and it just goes to show, like, and like, I love how you said it. Just like, man, your actions speak for themselves. Let that be the loudest voice in the room. Is how you react to things. The quietest people are usually the most influential.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I had notes about Joseph because that's who he brings up, Joseph, Moses. But yeah, they were both rejected, and God lifted them up anyway.
Yeah.
Basically, God's plan, his plan is going to continue no matter who tries to get in the way.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're either going to go with it or not.
Yeah. Pharaoh, the high priest, anybody. You know. Caiaphas. What was Caiaphas? He was high priest. He was high priest. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is it's likely, as far as I know, it's not spelled out that it is Caiaphas, but a lot of stuff that I've listened to and read, they believe that's who it was. Would have still been be Caiaphas.
Right.
So that made it even more like, holy cow.
Yeah, big deal. Well, I mean, I just and one, like, no, there's no like Sunday school, like Veggie Tale lesson on Stephen, you know?
Yeah.
Not that I know of, at least. But like, man, that dude, he was a dog, you know, just, and it wasn't him, you know, because our natural reaction obviously would be to, you know, adrenaline pumping, you know, please don't kill me,
Yeah.
you know, crawfish.
Yeah.
Whereas
Well, I wasn't talking about you guys.
I was just,
Yeah.
you know, like, oh, calm down, let's back up, you know.
Yeah.
His like, and that doesn't just come from like the whole, like God didn't just like enter him and take over and say the things that he wanted to say. Like that's a lifetime, because you got to think about the history of Stephen. Like,
Yeah.
he was recognized as, you know, in a few chapters before that, he was recognized as like a holy, like a righteous man.
Yeah.
And so this is a lifetime, or however long, years of just being faithful to God. And that, you know, he practiced that, and he, you know, constantly renewed his mind around, you know, Jesus and his ministry and faithfulness. And so him reacting the way that he reacted did not just come to him in that moment.
Right.
Like, that's him day after day renewing his mind. And so he was prepared for that. And that wasn't just because he was preparing for that, but that was what it was in his mind. That was the first thing that came out of his mouth. You know, because I mean, he's read up, prayed up, he's ready.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's good. And he doesn't. And think about it. It's not like he's got a
Oh, yeah.
notebook in front of him. He's literally telling the history from beginning to now to present. You know, and knows each part of it. And so that tells you, like you're saying, that it's just in him, that he just knows.
Yeah.
You know, something interesting, and I never found a real answer for it. When he replies, he opens up and says, the high priest says, are these accusations true? And in verse 2, he says, brothers and fathers, listen to me. I'm assuming he said brothers and fathers. Like, I'm trying to relate this. Like, that's a weird thing to say, you know. I'm assuming because of what he's about to say about the father, you know, your father or brothers, your fathers did this to, you know, XYZ, these people, and now you're about to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Or you have done the same thing to Jesus, and now you're trying to do it to me.
He's trying to loop them all in one category.
Yeah.
Like, you're just as guilty as these guys I'm about to talk about.
Yeah, brothers and fathers. So he's trying to explain to them, these fathers, you're passing that down to your kids now. You're just doing the same repeated pattern.
That's good. Wow. Yeah. And you know, Stephen wasn't a perfect person. So, I mean, he's, you know, he was probably at one time not a Christian or not a follower. And so, I mean, and just like us, you know, if I'm preaching to a crowd, like, I'm not pointing my finger like, you guys are sinners, you know, whatever. He's like, you know, he's looping himself in that category. Like, I'm a sinner as well. You know, I put Jesus on that cross as well, just like you guys. But, you know, we gotta all come to an agreement. Like, this is wrong.
Yeah, that's good.
But I just, you know, that's one major thing. And the word says to hide the word in your heart, so that you may not sin against God. Stephen had all of that, all of his passages just like off the dome, just, you know, ready to go, cocked and loaded. And that was the first thing out of his mouth whenever they accused him of all these things. So we have to have that in our heart. Like, we always have to be ready to give an answer. Not that we'll necessarily be in the same situation as Stephen.
Yeah.
But, like, man, we have to be ready to give an answer. You know, if someone asks us, if a non-believer asks us a question, which I'm sure a lot of us have had happen before, like, man, you know, what is blah, 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 like, anything, you know?
Yeah.
And man, if I get caught with my pants down, like, and I don't know an answer, not that that's like, oh no, like, you're not a Christian, but it's just like, man, wouldn't it be so good to be like, hey, I actually read about this.
Psalm 119:11, I have stored up your word in my heart that I might not sin against you.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard that before, stored up the word in your heart. That's what Stephen had.
Yeah.
And you think he wasn't, yeah, he knew
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, yeah.
But again, that's good. But knowing, that's why I encourage everybody to read Acts 7, but not just read that. Study Stephen, because I mean I still want to study more about him. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot to learn. Um, I think Stephen's a very important, and he's not spoken of.
Yeah.
Like you said, uh, there's not a kid's Bible story that talks about Stephen.
Yeah.
But that's a big deal.
Yeah. Huge deal.
I mean, he did. Him doing what he did there was exactly what we're called to do. Is no matter what, to, stand up and for your faith and stand up for your beliefs.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did. And he knew he was about to get killed.
Yeah.
So I think it's important. I think we can learn a lot from Stephen.
Oh yeah, and not, this is in today's day and age. Like, majority of us are not being tried, against Christianity, and then potentially going to be killed afterwards. Like, there's some people, I'm sure, that face that, but in our where we're at, we don't see much of that. But it's a lot different. It's more like defending like subjects, defending. I'd say, and I don't want to narrow it down, but smaller things, like parts of the Bible. What you've got something in your mind that you're thinking of whenever I say that, but it's just always good to have, like, be read up, know your word, and then be able to have an answer.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, and you could I see where you were going there. What you could think about, even down to within the Christian world here, is somebody that believes, hey, you have to do this to be saved, versus somebody that says, well, I read the Bible and it says this, pretty plainly.
Yeah.
And we see this a lot, how much those two different people, some of them are willing to, no, I'm going to stand and say that this is what the Bible says, and explain it to you. Some people just kind of, you're how willing are you to argue is what I'm saying. Or not necessarily argue, but debate and stand up for your belief, you know. Even down to that little, like, should you cut your hair or not? That can be an awkward debate, discussion. And so how willing are you? Are you willing to even have that discussion with people? And not that either way, I have that talk with people, not a lot, but I have.
Yeah.
And, same thing with cussing, drinking, cutting your hair, speaking in tongues.
Sure.
There's all kinds of, you could come up with a list of stuff,
Sure.
should you have instruments in the church? I mean, there's a lot of debate that goes on.
Yeah.
So, and we, just on those small subjects, what I would consider small subjects anyway.
Sure.
We're likely to just pull back from that.
Yeah.
And that's not even, to me, I know it's going to be different issues for people. It's not even a huge deal,
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
I had a conversation, an example recently. I had a conversation with somebody, about gay marriage, and homosexuality, and this particular person believed that homosexuality is not a sin, that that was their belief. And as a Christian, it's really difficult for me to, like, because, like, sometimes you just want to grab people and shake them. You just want to be like, oh, like, please just, no. But, like, how did Jesus handle those situations? How did Stephen handle those situations? He's sitting there getting fingers pointed at him, lied about. He's getting jumped on by all these people, and then he starts it off by saying, brothers and fathers.
Yeah.
Here, it's a very endearing opening to what he's about to say, and he spoke it in love. Like, it wasn't like he wasn't veins popping out of his neck, spit coming out, just like red face. I'm sure he was a little fired up, but I mean, he delivered it in a loving way.
And he just gave them the truth.
He gave them the truth. And that's the thing is like, you can give people truth and have grace, because a lot of that, you got to think about people are people. They have beliefs that you might not necessarily agree with, that the Bible might not necessarily agree with, but that doesn't mean that they're, stupid or, that they're
or worthless or anything like that.
Because there's a lot of things that you might disagree with that the Bible, or that you might agree with that the Bible disagree. There's a lot of things that you do that are not right in God's eyes.
Yeah.
And so you have to have grace.
Yeah.
You got to come at it with love, and you have to be, and I have to be able to have an answer, because the Christian in me, or the Sawyer in me wants to just grab those people and shake them and be like, you're wrong. You're stupid. Why do you think that? How dare you? When Jesus, he knew the scripture. So if you just let the scripture speak for itself, and you just have the truth, but you can deliver it in a loving way, just like Jesus did, just like Stephen did, just like, Moses, Joseph, all those people that Stephen talked about. Man, how much better is that going to go, if you just give them truth with grace?
And really, that's all we're called to do. Just tell them the truth in love, and it says it in the Bible. They either accept it or they don't.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, we get in those situations. It's honestly just tough.
Yeah. And not everybody's gonna agree with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
When I say it's tough, some of those things, man, it's like, no, I'm some things I guess we're more. I'm speaking personally, I guess, but we're more like, oh no, hardcore. This is what the Bible says. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Some of the other stuff, it's like, I'm always open-minded to listen to somebody.
Yeah.
Because I'm not. I think that's a scary spot to get in a spot where you're like, oh no, I know the 100% truth. There's some things that are salvation. To me, in the Bible, is very plain.
Yeah.
There's plenty of scripture there. But some of this other stuff, I think some of the issues like we're talking about, that's not very clear.
Yeah.
And some of them it is. So I think you just have to be open-minded and willing to listen at least. It doesn't mean you have to change your mind. You just got to be able to be willing to listen.
Exactly. And I mean, there's different denominations, like denominational churches, for a reason. That doesn't mean that we're all against each other. That just means we have different perspectives, different points of view. But as long as, and I've always heard this, as long as we all believe in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, and we trust in that, and the Holy Spirit abides in us, we're all going to the same place.
Yeah.
I mean, the small stuff, other than that, beside that, is all secondary.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to agree on that. We can have open discussions about it. I know that us as humans can get fired up, but you didn't see the disciples getting fired up about that,
I mean, and Jesus, this is a whole nother topic, I guess, but Jesus said at the Last Supper, he said, they will know you by your fruit.
Yeah.
Or they'll know you by the love you have for one another, your fruit.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? What is the fruit? We could get into, we don't have to right now. I'm just saying, but that to me, when he says they will know my disciples by their fruit, and I'm making that the Zach version.
Sure.
He's literally saying they'll know you by your love, peace, joy, patience, all that.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I was going with that.
No, I mean, no, you're right. That's good. I mean, they'll. How are you displaying yourself?
Yeah.
How are you? Yeah. How are you presenting yourself to people?
Yeah.
That matters.
Oh, I know where I was going. I'm sorry, dude. Wow. No, I was saying, like, so he said that he didn't say by how much money you give, how much time you spend at the church, how many roles you serve in at the church. Not that can be a sign of fruit, but
sure,
it's not about all the actions. It's like, where's your heart at? What all are.
Yeah, that's right. That's good stuff. Man, I love Steven's story. It stinks that he dies.
Yeah. Well, and
I just
I think
spoiled
it
it.
does and doesn't, I guess, because he knew. That's the thing about it. He knew.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
gonna
it's
happen
crazy.
eventually, especially in that time.
Yeah.
Man, we don't get it. Just how hard it was to be a Christian back then. It's so easy now. It's like popular now.
Yeah, he the very last last two verses, but as they stoned him, Stephen prayed, "Lord Jesus, receive my spirit." He fell to his knees shouting, "Lord, don't charge them with this sin." And with that he died. Like he just dude, that's how much he believed, how much faith he had that they just don't understand. Like their hearts are hardened, they just don't get it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Lord, just don't charge them with the sin. Give them a chance." And that's like
I wonder if he did though.
wow. I know. Yeah.
Mm.
I
Like, but why
think
would they leave that in? That's interesting.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good stuff.
some of that stuff makes you wonder.
Yeah, that's good though. I mean, like that would not be the last thing that I'd be thinking
Yeah.
whenever people are
I'd be like,
beating me up,
yeah.
trying to kill me. Forgive them.
Hmm. Well, that's awesome. We'll get into chapter 8 on the next episode.
Next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, next month.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I get-
hopefully we'll start recording pretty regular.
Yeah.
And keep this thing moving, man. I'm telling you, I really enjoy doing this and
Me too.
learning. I've learned a lot more. I feel like doing this, and you know, we're not necessarily trying to teach this stuff, but you do learn more when you have to talk about it to somebody.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've learned a lot more doing this, and just the fact of studying and then getting it out there, and then people actually listening,
Yeah.
which is cool. I mean, we're just having conversation about it,
Yeah.
So, like I
Yeah.
said, there's still a lot more you could learn about Stephen. I mean, even myself, there's a lot I want to learn. Some stuff I read that was really interesting, but I just don't know it enough to bring it up again,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's it on the chapter 7. We've got these I do have my 4 hat on, right?
You do, yeah.
Yeah. I got a hat with a 4 on it. Like, what? So we both, Sawyer finally did a manned up and did a XCC.
Never doing one again.
Yeah.
Don't let him trick you guys. Don't do it.
Yeah. So there's a organization 4M. They're all worldwide, but 4MUS .com, I believe it is.
.org.
.org. So 4MUS.org would be the US version or website. It is got multiple events, but Extreme Character Challenge is what we did and what I've done. They are extreme. It's built for that for a reason. It's a men's event. Got them different states. The one we just did was Oklahoma.
Yeah. Life changing.
Yeah.
Very amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some more of them. We're hoping to start up one a little bit closer to Louisiana where we're at. But yeah, just that organization 4MUS.org. You can go on there and look at what all they have. They have marriage challenge, the extreme character. For the extreme character, like I said, it's a men's one. You start on a Thursday, end on a Sunday, and you are backpacking and just being out in the wilderness.
Yeah. I will say, just as an encouragement, the people that usually doubt this kind of stuff, the biggest thing that I learned is that growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. And so definitely, I believe it's worth it. It stinks in the moment, to go through hard things, but man, on the other side of it is absolutely amazing, and I'm absolutely sold on these. I really want to start doing them some more, so I would definitely recommend. They're amazing.
Yeah, and if you have any questions or whatever, I mean, it's a event that we can't give out information on, and that's on purpose. And once you do one, you'll see why.
Yeah.
But these things, I'm gonna give, like you were just saying, people say, well, and I've heard people we know say, why do I have to go out into the woods to get closer to Jesus or closer to God?
Yeah.
What did Jesus do? He
Yeah.
literally went into the wilderness to pray, to get away from everybody, to be, him. And yes, you're going with a group, but you'll see. You have an opportunity to get away from the world, get outside of your comfort zone,
Yeah.
and get closer to Jesus. And it's gonna happen. We've seen it happen. And then just to go a little bit further, if you think about Adam and Eve, Eve was created in the garden. Well, let's start with Adam. Adam was created in the raw wilderness.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, if you want to say gathering food, chopping wood. I don't know what all exactly he was doing, but just saying he was out in the woods, and that's just kind of the man's nature. It's just kind of rough outdoors. That's where we were designed, literally.
It's like perfect. It's like perfect fellowship with God.
Yeah, and that's good. Yeah. And then you got Eve. So when she was created in the garden.
Yeah.
So she's got a woman, a female, has the nurturing and caring and like just, flourish the garden, and take care of it and take care of her, and then take care of her family and all that. And then, so if you look at those two, no wonder when we go out into the wilderness, we just, it's just something about it. It's hard to explain, but that's just the best way we know how to explain it is man was created there. And when we go back to that, we get closer to God.
Yeah. And they also have the Arise Challenge, which is for women. And I've heard it's very powerful as well. Obviously I've never been on one, but I would, I'd look into that if you're interested. They have a father-daughter one.
Yeah.
They have a father-son one. Youth. Yeah, they have one just for fathers that, your kids don't go on, but I assume it, challenges you as a father. Am I missing any? A marriage one.
Yeah, the marriage one, which I think I'm going to go. It's in September this year in Michigan.
Oh, cool.
I think we're going to go on that, but several people from around here are going to go.
Awesome.
I think that's all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a leadership challenge.
Okay.
That one's more for if you're in a leadership role in your company or if you're a business owner. That's where it's aimed towards anyway.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's
So,
really cool.
4mus.org. Check it out.
Yeah.
There's some videos. Get outside your comfort zone.
Yeah. Don't be scared. Just do it.
Yeah. Yep. Awesome. Well, I guess that's all we got for y'all today.
Oh, yeah. This was awesome.
Yeah. Well, we hope y'all join us. Shoot us some comments. Show us some love. We like that. And like I said, hopefully we'll be back into this pretty regular and keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love y'all. Thank y'all for joining.